Good evening, internets. This is me, DP Knudten, and it's time for another edition of BOOKWARD BOUND. 301 days from I should really do this to done. And that done is creating a brand new book by January 1st, 2021, so that I can take press-ready files and upload them to Kindle's Amazon Direct Publishing platform, and I can self-produce or self-publish my own brand new book, which looks a little something like what you've already seen right there. It's called NONFICTION BRAND, Discovering, Crafting, and Communicating the Completely True, Completely You brand you already are. And that's what I'm doing every night. I'm coming down here, and I think tonight is episode 109, if I have that correct. 101 nights where I come down here and I move the book forward in one way or another, whether I'm writing or editing or designing or, mind mapping and outlining new sections of the book or even doing some research, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And I'm actually going to go over to Scrivener, which looks a little something like this. And I'm going to work on a section that I had written a blog post a while back called LinkedIn Launchpad. And right now it's 778 words. I want to see if I can add another 300 to 500 words just to give it a little bit more meat. And also look for places where I might find a graphic or a screenshot that I can use in this section just to give it a little bit more visual flair, because unlike a lot of books that are all just text, I like to illustrate concepts with illustrations, photographs, screenshots, charts, graphs, whatever's appropriate for the point I want to make. And I'm not going to show you that. Instead, I'm going to look through this thing and look for opportunities where I can add more value to the book by giving it a little bit of swanky stuff, by making it a little bit more sexy. And how am I going to do that? I got to see if Restream Chat, if I can get that to open up without causing a problem. Oh, come on. I don't remember my login. Thank you very much. So we're going to hope that if you have any comments and you type them into your comment field on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, if you type in the comment box, you can ask questions. And hopefully I've got everything linked together correctly so that I can actually see those questions and answer them in real time. So what am I doing? I'm fixing a little formatting stuffage. All right, so I'm going to read through this and look for opportunities to flesh this out. LinkedIn Launchpad. First off, I want to make sure that I've got the right styling. Yeah, 16-point Avenir Next demi bold, bolded, or demi bold. Or actually, I want demi-bold. Yeah, it's not quite as fat. I can get that. Bingo. What was a sleepy social media outpost? Launch your personal brand. What was perceived to be little more than an online resume. R option E resume site Launch your personal brand to new heights of awareness, influence, and success. Why, yes, it can. Why, yes, it can. I want to go since its founding, since its launch in, and this is where I hit Safari to look up LinkedIn in launch date 2003. Wow, it's been that long? Since its launch in 2003, whoop, 3 comma, for not, let's say not most, but for many people, since its launch, I don't think it needs a comma. Since its launch, it's not, it is. Since its launch in 2003, for many, comma, for many people, LinkedIn was little more than a place to post a resume right before looking for a new job. Actually, dang it. See, I'm going to undo because I already wrote a bunch of this stuff. There we go. Back to there. For over since its founding in 2003. For most people, LinkedIn was little more than a resume site. It was a place to create a profile to some level of detail, then more or less ignore until you were looking for it. Until right before you got serious about finding a new job. It was the social media equivalent of set and forget. Post and float of set and forget. And that's exactly what most professionals did, especially the forget part. But that's changed markedly in the past couple of years. Writing here just past the midpoint of 2020, the once lonely island. Excuse me. Writing here just past the midpoint of 2020, the once dusty job board far much more powerful. business, casual, social media platform. Pretty amazing depth and relevance. For a good reason. Good reason. Isn't just a place to post. Venue for boosting rockets. And while you're beginning to see a variety, a lot of variety in the types of it's not yet descended into the Marrakesh on Market Day madness of Facebook. And fingers crossed, probably won't. LinkedIn means business. Let's see. Thinking and linking. Let's leave that. Yeah. And probably won't. And fingers crossed, probably won't. Why? Serious self-policing. Get to anything, political, emotional, self-promotional, and you're going to see your links, your connections drop, and drop fast. And because LinkedIn connections you're going to see your links. LinkedIn connection is just so potentially valuable. People tend to be on their best behavior, on their very best behavior. That doesn't mean people don't let their hair down a little. It's just that they let their hair down while dressed in business casual. And no one wears a tube top or Speedo. I don't like that line. Delete it. Business casual. It's already here and it's called LinkedIn. At Social Media Marketing World in 2018, I attended Guy Kawasaki's provocative presentation. I attended by Guy Kawasaki. During it, he said that he's frequently asked what the next great social platform is, and his regular answer, it's already here, and it's called LinkedIn. I think he's 100% right about that. But I have to take issue with something he said later on in the talk. Read the stuff he posts. He does give that italic, get all political for very clearly stated reasons. Very clearly, that doesn't make sense. For clearly stated reasons. He went on to say that when he does, he may lose 50 followers because of his stance, but gains 50 followers because of his stance, for a net loss of 0. Well, good for him. He can do that because he's Guy Kawasaki, ancient sage of all things internet. But what if you're not a Guy Kawasaki tier thought leader? Little more tact and savvy is called for. Self-policing is not the same as self-censorship. It just means you should be a little more judicious than the late night ambient popping career killers on Twitter and Facebook. Drunkenly butt dialing your followers on LinkedIn is not appreciated, called for, or just plain smart. Why? Because LinkedIn is your personal brand's greatest launchpad. Greatest launchpad. May not be the place, the number one place for business, consumer marketers it's fantastic for anyone who creates, manufactures, markets, consults, or serves people and businesses in the B2B market. Business to consumer. The B2B. Marketplace. Market. So businesses in the B2B business market. Your best launch window is 321 now. Oh, Lord. Despite what all the fiddly social media expert tweakers might say, the very best time to start posting your thoughts, ideas, best practices, recommendations, photos of events you attended, thank yous to people you've met, downloadable and branded. Downloadable branded content. Scans of newspaper articles touting the success of your clients and your wished for clients is right now. Need an idea of what right now post, what that right now post might be? Read the previous paragraph, or better yet, check your smartphone. I would bet that you have something on it this very second that you could turn into a quick, respectful, and relevant post. Have a photo of a client's groundbreaking ceremony. Get it up on LinkedIn. Tag every single one of the people in it and watch what happens next. It's called engagement. Photo like that is guaranteed to garner comments from those tagged in it. And when they comment, and when they do, the reach your post goes wider and wider. Extends into their network, their LinkedIn network, as it extends into their network. Simple like. Thanks. Your name is even better, but best of all, can you email That's the start not only of an email conversation, but the beginning of a deeper, more personal relationship. And that is the real reason to embrace LinkedIn at all its levels. Building your personal brand by building personal relationships. A transaction is a tiny part every life transaction is one and done, comma, but a relationship can to a lifetime of transactions. For all y'all that want the transaction sale without building first, good luck with that. For all y'all that want the transaction sale without building a relationship first, good luck. Such thinking is just a race to the bottom as you end up doing anything, dropping price, absorbing costs, doing anything to make the sale. The much smarter and long-term profitable play is build relationship based on your personal brand example, Apple has something like 14% market share. Let's do that. Apple iOS market share. Yeah, 14. It's down to 13. Yeah, just under 14. That's stayed about the same. Let's look up profit share. $73. That's 04, 12, 19, 19. 1/3 of smartphone revenue and 2/3 of profits. 66. As of the 4th, as of Q4 2019, OS. Apple's iOS has something like smartphones, yet 66% market share. How'd they manage to do that? By building a nearly unassailable relationship with their customers. Period. Wow. Android-based phones race to the bottom price-wise just to try and steal share from other Android-based competitors. That's a cannibal's game. A cannibal's game in commodity thinking. It's worst. And it wants to be economy or cannibalized. When you can create a premium brand that no one else can touch because no one else is you. All right, so I should be ending up this section. Facebook for family. A sugar filled carnival. It's carnival cotton candy. Facebook. Sizzles. It's for steak. The sizzle. Facebook. What do we want to say? Facebook what? Facebook. No, I got to go back to the Launchpad analogy. What is the famous Cape Canaveral Launchpad? Rocket Launch Complex 39. Apollo and Skylab. Launchpad 39A was never built, but 39C became 39A in 1963. 39A. Space X Launch Pad. Falcon 9. Maybe I'm worrying about your rocket. Linked in. Is fuel. Your rocket's fuel. So, what are you waiting for? I don't know. I got to spend some time on this. I think I got to think this through a little bit. And let this be a lesson to you. If you feel like you're not writing well, you're probably right. If you feel like you're straining too hard, if your head's starting to ache, your neck area is starting to hurt, it's probably because you're trying too hard. Writing should flow. Flow doesn't happen when you're chunking it out one word or syllable at a time. So whenever I get to that stage, I kind of look at myself and go, time to leave it alone. Let the field lie fallow for a while. Let the nutrients gather and then come back to it and then finish the problem in 5 minutes when I could spend 50 going, I got nothing. Save the 50 minutes of pain for 5 minutes of success by giving yourself time between where you get kind of stuck to when you come back the next day fresh. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm going to say goodnight for tonight. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So tonight's edition of Bookward Bound, which I believe it is 109, 109 consecutive nights. I'm going to wrap up tonight and come back tomorrow because I still have 301 days minus 109. You do the math. I still have plenty of time to work on this book, so I'm not going to kill myself. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which came out on Monday. Today's Wednesday, so check out Monday's episode. You can find it wherever fine podcasts are free. Just search Nonfiction Brand, and you'll see my face, which will tell you let me come up with a rhyme. So search for Nonfiction Brand, and when you see my face, you'll know you're at the right place. Oh, God. Yeah, it's lame. I'm tired, and that's why I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for helping me by making me come down here. Whether you know it or not, the pressure you passively put on me turns into action on my end, because the worst thing I can think of in the world is for me not to fulfill the promise I made to you. So thanks very much. That's it for me tonight. So theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.